Shout out to Ewan Dawkins. I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, Ewan Dawkins. And if it's not, may his family please forgive me. But this guy is one of those guys who was trending before elections for defending the EFF stance on immigration, the foreign policy of the EFF about immigration and all that. He was famous for that. He went trending, he went viral for speaking about that. And he also spoke about the fact that the DA wants to be in government so bad because they want to ensure that the privatization of everything, the state-owned companies, is well orchestrated, because they believe in a society and a system of privatization. They don't believe people should get free things. So I have a clip of him explaining and expanding what he means by this.
Because in a country with the highest inequality rates in the world, their plan is not to decrease it, their plan is to increase it. So either we're going to have the EFF come into power, or we're going to have an unled revolution. And the reason I say that is because the DA's economic policy and what their plan is with the ANC is absolutely terrifying.
Could you just expand on that?
So they want to institute a measure which is basically privatize everything, privatize all of our services. And we know from historical examples that that doesn't work. So we know Russia in the 1990s decided to privatize everything after the fall of communism.
Yeah.
And the reason it doesn't work is that there's only a handful of people in a country who have enough wealth to be able to buy up the government privatized industries. Because there's not going to be 20 new ESCOMs. There's going to be one ESCOM, but it's going to be owned by a billionaire.
Yeah.
And the problem with that is that you create a monopoly. So competition doesn't exist within this sort of capitalist system, because you're going to have one person that's a rich guy in charge of ESCOM, one person that's a rich guy in charge of our water. And instead of these entities now being accountable to the people as their government agencies, they're going to be accountable to profit holders. So these companies are going to run services for nothing else but profit.
Yeah.
Raising the prices on everything, like we saw in the UK when they privatized their transport industry. It got worse and prices went up. And what we're going to see in South Africa is that when people already can't afford electricity, no one's going to be able to afford electricity that isn't maybe in the top 20%. And what's going to happen from that is that a lot of our industries are going to collapse, because all of our important industries in this country are going to become for-profit.
You just heard Ewan Dawkins explain the fact that the DA wants to be in government so bad because they want to implement the privatization of everything. They will even want to privatize water. We've seen most people who live in Johannesburg, the water of Johannesburg has increased the 1st of July. We've seen electricity. Yeah, you guys, you want to praise this guy. Who's this guy? Mr. Sputler. You want to praise his speech during the debate of the opening of parliament. You want to speak as if this guy has said anything concrete. He didn't say anything concrete. He only said things relating to electricity. Unless maybe if you don't know English, then you're going to be overhyped by some of us who are privileged to go into schools where we get to hear people speak that type of English. Our lecturers teach us with that type of English, you know. So he didn't even speak about the new bill, the 200 increase bill. There's allegations from different parts of life, different people from different political parties who are already in the municipalities of Johannesburg. Some of them are alleging that this 200 bill is only implemented just because the budget of the municipalities of Gauteng have collapsed. That's why there's this 200 bill to compensate for the collapsed budget, because the finances and the books in municipalities of Gauteng, they're not balancing. So they want to scam the citizens and take their money without them noticing. I don't know. That's just an allegation. I hope the truth and the media popularize that, if that is the truth. But the DA, they want to privatize everything. We have seen with the before government of Mr. Ramaphosa, all the state-owned entities were destroyed, and they're still destroyed. That's why the government can't offer proper jobs to the citizens, because there's no state-owned companies to hire people, to hire the youth, to hire people who have qualifications for whatever vacancies in whatever department. So I believe this guy is right when he says the DA wants to be in government so bad they want to privatize everything because they believe in a capitalist society, and their capitalist society doesn't think about black people who are marginalized, black people who are poor, who suffer from poverty. The DA doesn't care about them. That's why when you check in Western Cape, it's all privatization, it's all capitalist society. And when you look at the places where there's white rich people or black rich people in Cape Town, yeah, there the market there is flourishing. But look at some places within Western Cape where black people are living in Scholar, Bahlale Kaken. It's a shithole. It's a shithole, and it shows this privatization will only come at an expense of some people. Thank you very much.